Hi, I'm Pete Trego, and welcome again to the Clubhouse. Unfortunately, we're not in some fantastic location filming at the moment. We're stuck in my office, but that's okay because today we will be talking to the new kid on the block, England's latest addition to the one-day team, Tom Banton. Hello, Bants. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, Treeks. How are you?
Yeah, well, I'm starting to get a little bit of the old day 10 madness from the isolation. Yourself, what are you doing? What's your general routine at the moment?
If I'm going to be honest, I'm going to bed pretty late, playing FIFA till quite late with everyone. Playing probably about 6, 7 hours a day of that. Getting up at about 10 o'clock and then doing some fitness. Doing the Louise Butler, I think it's Pilates or yoga she's doing on her Instagram, so I've been doing that every day.
Have you also been doing it in your whites?
No, I haven't actually. And then I've been walking the dog, so yeah.
Pretty standard stuff then. Yeah, the world of fitness challenges and all that kind of stuff from your sporting mates has gone crazy, hasn't it, pal?
Yeah, I've seen a few things online. You get nominated to do press ups and stuff. And then obviously I've shaved my head as well, which is, I'm not sure what's that. I'm not sure what people think of it, but I thought it looks all right, not in this camera. But yeah, it's pretty boring. I just hope life gets back to normal pretty soon. So
Yeah, I think once isolation's over, if you went to somewhere that has a set of clippers instead of the lawnmower, I think you'd do a reasonable job. I think it suits you, mate. You got a nice round head, haven't you?
yeah, nice small shaped head. Hairline's good, which I think is the most important thing when shaving your hair off. So yeah, I'm happy.
Good on you, mate. Well, let's have a little chat about your last 12 months because things have changed quite dramatically for you. You've become the hot ticket in cricket. You had a phenomenal season for Somerset, leading the way with our win in the Royal London, and a quite outstanding blast. Let's just talk about those two bits of cricket first. Your cricket for Somerset that has propelled you into the limelight.
Yeah, well, this time last year I was playing in the twos, me and you playing together, you dropping them at slip, I remember. um, and yeah, I think it just started obviously well in the first game against Kent. Got 100, and then there was quite a few bad games, about 6, 7 bad games, and then it clicked towards the back end of the tournament, and then luckily we went on and won it, which was obviously a very special day for all of us, and obviously for you. Um,
You can say it because I'm old. You can say that. It's fine.
Yeah, you could tell how much it meant to you, obviously, being at the club for so long. Have you won a trophy before? I'm not sure, but
Not with Somerset, no.
So yeah, obviously it was a very special day. And then with the blast, I don't know, just obviously hit a bit of form and haven't really looked back since then. So yeah, it's been a good 12 months, to say the least.
That's an interesting thing you say, because one thing that I've been doing, stuck in my little isolation chamber, is watching a lot of reruns and listening to people like Gatting and Mike Atherton, talking about their England careers. And just touching on one thing you said there, you had a run of low scores. You got off to a bit of a flyer, but then a run of low scores. The club, the management, the players around you showing faith in you, keeping you in the team. Is that a thing that, really helped you settle in and, ultimately gave you the license to do your thing?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously I knew you quite well from I played in the twos a little bit with you. And then obviously the other guys were really welcoming, and then Jace has been, I think, really good for me as well. He's kind of let me just play how I always have done. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Obviously, first year playing first team cricket, it's been really good. There's been times where it's been tough as well. Like those 6, 7 games, I struggled, and it was hard. And then I just kept backing myself, and then luckily, yeah, I found a bit of form towards the end of the tournament.
Now, obviously, partnerships has been a big thing. Obviously, we spoke about that. We had quite a nice settled top four, didn't we? Yourself, Azhar Ali, myself coming in at 3, and then James Hildreth. Obviously, you've got a combined near 100 years of age around yourself at 21. That's obviously. Do you think that had anything to do? Played a part to the freedom that you could then just express yourself and.
Yeah, no, definitely. Obviously, Az's been captain of Pakistan for a while, so to have him at the other end was always nice to try and calm me down in a way. And then obviously the wise head of Peter Trego coming in at 3 was always good fun. But we had a few good partnerships. I remember Worcester. I think what did we put on that day? We must have put on.
Well, I think you put most of them on. To be fair, I just stood at the other end thinking. I think I'm gonna give you some credit now and make you feel good about yourself, because I can actually remember. This is for the viewers at home. This is just a bit of an input from watching at the other end of someone like Tom. Being a cricketer that's played at a relatively high level and a relatively high standard for 20 years. I can remember there was a spell of bowling I think it was Darryl Mitchell was bowling his wily little off cutters, and I really struggled. And we were having communication sort of in the middle of the pitch, weren't we, if you remember rightly?
Yeah,
I could not get him away, and I was going like 1, 2 and over, really feeling under pressure. And you just came to the middle and just said, I'm just going to sweep him. And you started doing those reverse sweeps and the sweeps over the other side. And I literally just stood at the other end. I can remember talking to the umpire saying, well, he's on a different level to me. And that is the place that you got your game in such a short space of time. So fair play to you. So that's the only bit of praise you're going to get for the next sort of 10 minutes, mate. But yeah, that was a great series. We won, obviously, the Pro 40, then into the T20. And let's just have a little moment to get your thoughts on Babar Azam, because what a partnership you two had.
Yeah, it was obviously pretty special to play with. Obviously, to bat the other end was kind of surreal to watch how he'd go about it. Obviously, he's pretty quiet, as you would know. But just some of the shots he would play, like that run down to third man, would literally tap it from behind the stumps and it would go past first or second slip for 4. Was pretty special. With us two swinging as hard as we could, it kind of yeah, no, it's good to watch. But I still keep in contact with him, which is good. And yeah, hopefully he comes back over this year and does the same.
Yeah, he's signed up. The Banton Babar partnership is definitely going to be happening. If it happens this season at all, hopefully we're going to get some cricket. What are your thoughts at the moment? What do you think, or what have you heard is going to happen about our 2020 season?
I don't know. I've heard a few things. I don't know what's true. I've heard that the Red Bull might get pushed back this year. And then they're going to try and play the T20 and the 50 over comp, and then the 100 ball they'll push back another year, because obviously they might have to play behind closed doors, so they won't be able to get the overseas and support in they would like, which is a shame. But I think obviously the way the world is at the moment, that's probably the right thing to do. So.
Yeah, it is a massive shame, especially when you sold for the icon status, 120 grand. That must be a nightmare. As long as you got your first payment in there, lad, eh?
Yeah, no, it's not all about that treat.
Well, you won't be wasting the cash on haircuts anyway, will you? That's one thing.
I don't need haircuts anymore.
Right, now moving on, in terms of like shot selection, something again that completely blows my mind. Thought process when you're reverse sweeping seamers, is it something that you practice a lot in the nets? Does it take a lot of bottle to do it from your perspective? Because I know I tried it once in the net and I've got 6 stitches in my chin.
I've played hockey since I was like 2 or 3 years old, and I think that's been the main reason to why I can sweep and reverse sweep probably better than I play the full defence. But yeah, that's kind of helped me play it probably so well. I don't really have, if I get out, for me, I don't feel like it's the end of the world. Hopefully I'll get another chance along the line. So for me, I just kind of back myself, and if it comes off, it does. And if it doesn't, then you might look like a bit of a tool, but yeah, I just walk off and accept it.
Yeah, to be fair, I did see a wry smile come across your face when you said the old 2020 championship season might be put back a little bit. No nipping Red Bulls in April at Trent Bridge.
Yeah, I know. Or off you. No, we don't play it this year. But yeah, that would be.
Oh, that's going to be a moment, isn't it? That will be a moment. I'll probably be at least 40 by the time I get to bowl at you. What a challenge that's going to be for you.
Trego versus Somerset.
Could you imagine that getting out to someone who's old enough to be your dad?
110 foot. Imagine that.
a massive moment in your career was, that England debut. I believe you made your debut in New Zealand. That cap presentation. How did that feel, mate? And who awarded you your first England cap?
Yeah, it's obviously a pretty special moment. Nasser Hussain presented it to me and Matthew Parkinson. I remember in New Zealand. He made a very special speech, which I reckon I'll remember for the rest of my life. And yeah, just having that cap and your own cap number is really cool. And then putting it on your head for the first time and actually walking out onto the field was something I'll always remember. But yeah, the day as a whole was obviously pretty special. And then in Cape Town, where I made my one-day debut, that's where my dad was born as well. So that was a pretty special day.
Oh, awesome. Did you do anything different that particular morning? Your first game, you knew you were playing, you'd been told by the captain you're in the team. Did you eat more? Did you eat less? Could you eat? How did you cope with it?
I didn't sleep actually that well the night before, which was a bit of a shame. But obviously all the nerves and energy you use up overthinking what's going to happen. Am I going to get a first baller, or what do others think of me? Probably you overthink too much. But no, it was a great day and something I'll always remember. So yeah, that was pretty special. And we fielded first as well, but I wish we batted first because obviously you get that out of the way. But yeah, a few of the first balls were a bit nervous, and then after that it was back to normal. So yeah, it was good.
That's interesting you say that, because I've always thought, when you're playing in a particularly big game and your main skill is batting, don't you want to get in the field just to get a feel for the game? And you can make a mistake fielding. It's not the end of your day.
Yeah, but then you're worrying about batting. So that's for me. I prefer to bat first, get it out of the way with, and then fielding. That talks for itself.
So that's great insight for the viewers at home, the young cricketers who might be watching that. Even Tom Banton, who seems to go out and just blaze a trail, playing all those shots, you still have those sort of nervous energies that and tensions that everyone faces when they're sat waiting to bat.
No, definitely, I get that all the time. I think everyone gets it, no matter how good you are. I think it's a good thing, I reckon, in a way, to get nervous. Shows that you care. Having a bit of nervous energy is probably quite good as well.
So when you've played championship cricket, 4-day cricket, because obviously there's a lot of chat about you having a run of games for Somerset and being pushed into that England environment as soon as possible with the amount of talent that you have. How do you feel about batting in the middle order? Because I know being a middle order batsman, you do get that, when am I going to bat, that waiting period. Sometimes you could spend an hour with your pads on. Is that something that you enjoy or not?
No, to be honest, I don't, if I'm being honest. I remember this year just sitting in the change room. Sometimes I'd fall asleep. I just hate not watching other people bat, but watching cricket when you're in next. For me, I just probably used to just sit in the change room at the back in my corner. Because I don't know, I used to get really tired watching cricket. Probably a lot of people get that. It's probably just nervous energy, so I prefer just to get out there and get on with it.
Yeah, I got that in my late 30s. I'm a bit worried about you getting it at 21, mate. But that's I know we have had conversations about that. I know you do have great aspirations. Just explain, if you could map out your next sort of 3 to 5 years, how do you see Test cricket, Championship cricket fitting into you being so in demand with white ball cricket?
Obviously, I'd love to play Test cricket. I just think this year white ball cricket's probably gone better for me. I've only played, I think, 10 first-class games at the moment, so I probably haven't played near enough to even be thought about playing any further than I am. So yeah, I'm just taking it as it comes, really, and just putting scores on the doors. That's all you can do at the moment, and then hopefully, I'll get a chance further down the line. But definitely, I still want to play Test cricket. I think that's the number one aim.
That's great to hear. I'm sure all the England fans out there will be very happy to hear that. And, moving on to other elements of your winter, obviously you had an amazing start to your Big Bash career with the Brisbane Heat.
Yeah.
What was that like? Because that is, I know the IPL comes with many, many incentives, but I think most cricketers in the world look at that Big Bash tournament as one that they would love to play in. How was it for you?
Yeah, no, it was very sorry, my throat. No, it was a very good tournament. I remember finding out that I'd got picked up in it, waking up and my mum had texted me. So that was obviously a pretty special moment. But I think just being the pressure of being overseas, I was a bit worried about before when I went over, because obviously I'd never done it before. And it was quite scary. And then after a few games, you forget about that all, really. You kind of just think you're part of the team, you're one of them, really. I know you've been bought in, but I think once you get a score under your belt, you kind of, like I said, don't really think about it.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was again sat up at stupid o'clock with me cup of tea in hand, cheering you along. A couple of short innings, but there was a couple of absolute beauties. Was it a reduced game where I think you hit the first ball of the game for 6 and just had an absolute cracking knock?
Yeah, it was against the Thunder. Actually, somehow got away 5 6s and over, which was good fun. That's probably my favourite format at the moment, T10. It was actually, I think, a 9 over or 8 over game. But yeah, no, it was really good fun. I'm going back for the next 2 years as well, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah, you sound really excited about it. No, that's those 10 over games. I mean, we were lucky enough to play together in the Calanders team in the T10 in Dubai. I mean, that is the lazy cricketer's dream, isn't it? T10.
That's how all cricket should be played. All white ball cricket. I think the way it's moving forward, that's what should happen, I reckon.
Now, unfortunately, with the coronavirus going on, it looks like the IPL is going to be, pretty much cancelled. I would have said that's almost a certainty. I'm not sure that's been made official, but that must be pretty disappointing, because that was a huge goal for you. I can remember actually years ago, you were probably the first young cricketer that said one of your main career goals, was to play in the IPL, and being that close, you've been picked, you're ready to go. Okay, Calcutta Knight Riders, is that right?
Yeah.
To have that pulled away, must be a bit of a gutter.
When I first met Sarge, we had a meeting about your goals, and that was one of them. So he reminded me actually when I did get picked up. But yeah, it's a shame. But obviously, with what's happening in the world, I think that obviously comes first at the moment. But yeah, I was really excited to go over. I'm not sure what's happening at the moment. It's postponed until the 16th of April. I've seen stuff on social media that it might get pushed back. But yeah, probably won't happen this year, which is unfortunate.
Well, I'm sure, again, you'll still be a hot ticket for many years to come in the IPL. You'll certainly get your chance. And in terms of your first few England games, let's not talk so much about on the field. Did you feel like you settled in well with that environment? Obviously, it seems to be quite a common thing, a common ground, that you guys all play a lot of FIFA together. Is that something that helped you settle into the team?
It's weird because obviously the last few years I watched the likes of Butler, Morgan, Stokes. I don't know, you name the rest of them. I've watched them on TV and they're kind of been my role models the last few years. And then obviously to get picked on a tour with them, share a changing room, was pretty weird to begin with. I was like, this isn't really happening. And then obviously they were really welcoming, which was good. There was a lot of FIFA played. Amongst the 2 tours I was on. But yeah, probably Sam Billings was really good for me. I still keep in contact with him at the moment. We talk a lot of FIFA. So yeah, no, we're good friends.
That's good as well. That's a great sign. I know Sam is a cracking bloke as well. But to be fair, you're both wicketkeeper batsmen, so there's a bit of competition there. It's interesting. I think that's probably testament to how good a character he is, that you've ended up becoming really good mates with him on an England tour, because that shows that he's a real team man.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't even think we think about that. Both of us are batters and wicket keepers. He was really welcoming to me when we were in New Zealand. He actually messaged me early on in the year and we spoke a little bit then. But actually to play with him and still be friends with him is pretty cool. So yeah, no, he's a great lad.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Well, from myself, as a Now, ex-teammate, you've had a cracking year. We wish you all the best in 2020 and 2021. And when you finally fulfill your dream playing in the IPL, you're going to have one hell of a career, mate, and I'll see you in the summer. But for now, everyone watching, please listen to all the advice that's been given to you by the government, etc. Wash those hands, keep your distance, look after those NHS workers, take care of yourselves. And if you don't want to miss more interviews with myself and my sporting buddies, then please subscribe to our channel, The Clubhouse. Thank you.